Hello everyone and welcome to our channel once again. Good to be back here. Just want to talk about a few observations that I had today looking at some of the YouTube videos, especially the ones about the news. There was a video that talked about the balloon incident all the way back in February, where there was basically a balloon floating over the United States. The news started talking about it being a spy balloon. They said that China was using a big balloon and they were sending this balloon floating over the United States, and it was a spy balloon. It was a balloon that was supposed to spy on everyone in the country and pick up information and things like that. First thing I thought was, this is 2023. The Chinese have satellites, they have a space station, they have supersonic jets that could fly over and take pictures. Why would they send a balloon over the United States in order to spy? I was thinking about that and how ignorant it sounded, but the press, the news media kept pushing that, and some of the people in the United States got so upset and so scared because they thought that China was sending a balloon with a camera or something on it in order to spy on the United States in the 21st century. And just now, this week, a general came out and said it was not a spy balloon. The equipment on it was for checking the weather, and the equipment was not even turned on as it went all the way across the United States, meaning that it was just what the Chinese government said, a balloon, a weather balloon that went off course. Why was it hard for us to realize this? Why was it hard to understand that a person would not use a balloon to spy on someone when they had satellites and supersonic jets, space stations, and all of that type of technology? Because the people who are in charge of psychological manipulation in this country used that psychological warfare on us, its own people. And the frightening thing, though, is that so many people fell for it when it didn't even make sense. So some of the things we're talking about on these videos, you see, some of these things are about knowing the truth and understanding the truth. And one of the main things that we say is, usually if it doesn't make sense, if it's illogical, it's not true. A balloon. And they must have spent $500,000 or more flying up into the air on an F-35 using a missile that probably cost $500,000 to $600,000 to bust a big balloon. And that didn't stop. No, that didn't stop. They went out shooting down every other balloon they could find for the next 3 days, and even shot down a balloon that cost $12 that a club in Chicago sent up in order to monitor weather. So that's what, $1.5 million, $2 million to bust balloons. And most of the American public cheered like crazy because they were being kept safe. I just say this to illustrate what people talk about when they say woke. there are still a lot of articles and people, especially far right conservatives, they're the only ones who use the word woke as a derogatory word. And I think that's because most of them are asleep, they're dull, and they're dim witted, and they don't want us to become empowered. They don't want us to be woke. So they're trying to use the word and make it seem like something bad. They want to make intelligence seem like something bad. They want to make independent thinking seem like something bad. They want us to follow along in a row like a bunch of sheep or cattle marching to the slaughter year after year and day after day. That is what the people who don't have your best interest, my best interest, or our best interest at heart. Because of these people, I have started using the word woke more and more. At first, I thought, well, that's an interesting word, but it had no meaning. But as soon as the people who are full of hate, as soon as those who want to keep us oppressed and keep us asleep started saying something against it, I knew that it had value. And that, I think, is one of the things that we need to learn as we have our search for truth and our search for meaning. If someone who is on the far right or who is a controller or manipulator of society, someone who is full of greed, who is fighting for justice only for their little group and excluding everyone else, not caring about anyone else, wants to push an idea or principle, we know that it's wrong because they are wrong. And from their poisonous mental attitudes, from their well of anger, misplaced hatred, and ignorance, more of that is bubbling up in books, speech, articles, and their lifestyles. I would say lifestyles when they are not in front of the camera, but now they have become so ignorant and so shameless that their ugliness is there for all of us to see. And you know why all of us see it? Because we are woke. Even the ones who don't want to use the word or who might believe the negative connotations that they try to put with it, but who see that they're trying to do this and who see through all of the many words and images and falsities that they try to weave around us. All of us who see that are woke. So I would say don't speak out against the word and don't dedicate yourself to not using it. Because when they are talking against woke, they are talking against you. There is an old biblical saying, you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Well, many of us have learned the truth. We've seen through all of the lies and hypocrisy in these last 3 or 4 years, and social media has helped us to do that. And I'm sorry, but once we wake up, we're not going back to sleep. Woke has come to conquer, to win, to destroy all hatred and foolishness. And like a tree planted by rivers of living water, when all of those attacks, all of the mental manipulation and psychological manipulation comes our way, like that tree, we will not be moved. So thanks for being with us for the video. Find more information about us at the link below. You can find out about how to get a copy of our new book, The Gathering of the Chosen. The book about us as we gather together to create a better life for ourselves, our family, our children, our children's children, and the whole world. Namaste.